Hey guys, today is Thursday. It is a little after 8, actually it's 10 after 8, and I'm going to go ahead and do the my thoughts on the whole Robin Williams death. Um, I know it's late. Papa Smurf, you pointed out that I had said I was going to do this like a year ago when everything happened, and yeah, you know me, you know what happens. So in any case, what had happened was, for those of you who don't know, when he first, died, I said I was going to wait till everything came out, and then I was going to come in and do a video on it and give you my thoughts and all this stuff. It just never happened. But in any case, so I'm here to do that now. So yeah. Alright, so yeah, he obviously committed suicide, and he did it by hanging himself. He had been suffering with anxiety, obviously depression. He had been diagnosed with Parkinson's and was starting to show some of the early signs of that, and which is probably one of the things that caused his depression and whatnot. But yeah, when that first happened, oh, and let me get this out too. Well, no, let me just go on. When that first happened, there was a lot of negative comments that had come out. There were a lot of speculations. There were a lot of opinions, as it were. And the majority of those were he had to be drunk, he had to be high on drugs, he had to be this, that, and the other. And there were even a few of them, he wasn't in his right mind. No shit, really? I mean, come on. So, I mean, just a lot of stupidity was going on at that time. And of course, that was before anything, the final cause of death came out, the toxicology reports, and all that good stuff. So, speaking about the toxicology reports, all of that was negative. He had no, illegal substances in his system. He did have his prescription medication in his system at the correct dosing level. So those were not being abused. And so, all that shit just got ruled out right there. Bottom line, he was suffering from depression, and it wasn't caught in time. That's it. People were saying that they couldn't believe that he had done this because he is such a happy person. He was a comedian, light of the party, yada yada yada. And the thing is, he could not let his feelings out, because had he done that, that would affect what career he would have had left with, especially with dealing with the Parkinson's. But I'm sure in his mind, guessing, that he could not let that out, because that would just ruin his reputation. That would, you know what I'm saying? He just couldn't do it. So his only thing that he had, that he thought he had, was to just keep it in. And unfortunately, he did what he did, and that's what happens. I blame that a lot on the blindness of people and the ignorance of people, the stupidity of people, because still mental illness is so, it's looked at as a very bad thing. Somebody will say, that they're bipolar, or they suffer with anxiety, they're depressed, and immediately people think that you're crazy. You need to be shoved in a box and under the bed or some shit like that. And it's not the case, because, again, that shows a sign of ignorance. That shows the lack of educating themselves on certain situations and certain things. But, yeah. I blame it on that. The stigma is so bad. And the news doesn't help. Anytime something happens on the news, they have to point out, I don't know why, that somebody is suffering from anxiety, they were suffering from bipolar, and they were off their medications. I'm sorry, somebody who is bipolar not taking their medications, that is not going to cause them to go murder somebody. That's not going to cause them to do some of the horrible things that people are doing just because they're off their meds and they have bipolar. I don't buy that. There's something else going on up here other than them being bipolar to cause them to do, horrific things. But again, that's one of the things that puts that idea in people's head that it's all the same. If you have bipolar, you must be crazy. If you're depressed, something is very, very wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? So, I blame it on that. But in any case, the whole thing was a sad situation. From the way everything looked, it seemed like he didn't have nowhere to turn. It also seemed that the only person that he had around him that knew of his depression and anxiety was his wife, maybe a few others very close, but, had they picked up on how severe the depression was, something could have been done. But again, that was more than likely his choosing. We do not know how exactly he was acting around them in his personal life. And sometimes it can be hard to pick up on. It is up to everybody else, in most cases, to confront people if you know somebody who is suffering with something like that, ask questions and, confront them and say, look, what's going on? Let's sit down, let's go to dinner, let's talk about this, and maybe I can help. That type of thing. Because a lot of people have this thing in their head, and I don't know why. A lot of people believe that if somebody is going to commit suicide like that, they are going to start giving away their possessions. They're going to be giving away as a matter of fact, I think he did do something to that effect. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but it does seem like I did read something that he may have done something like that. Anyway, they give away their personal possessions. They give them, money or whatever. That is one of the biggest signs right there. And if that is the case, if he had done that, apparently whoever he gave something to, the person he gave whatever to, didn't pick up on it, apparently. So here we are now. But, yeah, that's my thing. I blame a lot of it on media. And because the media has such a profound effect of the way people think, that it's sad. It is really sad. That's basically it. Those are the few thoughts that I have. The only thing I do want to get across, again, if you know somebody who's dealing with certain issues, go talk to them, confront them. I know everybody is different, so I can't sit here and say, if you know such a person, this is what you need to say to them. I can't do that because everybody goes through different things and everybody reacts differently in certain situations. So, I can't do, nobody can do that really. So, but again, if you know somebody in that situation, do whatever it is you got to do. Some people have to go as far as being Baker acted, so, and it always does not have anything to do with drugs and alcohol. People, that's another one, just like with him, everybody jumped on the bandwagon. He was drunk, high, he was, all this shit, and it's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? It's not always the case. So, alright, I hope some of this made a little bit of sense, and, yeah, I don't like doing videos like this, because it fucks with my mindset. It messes with my energy, because there's shit that I struggle with, so it's kind of hard to do. But, alright, so I'm going to end this, and I'm going to do another video uploading this and getting it rendered in a computer for our friend Stormy. And, yeah, again, I hope this was some sort of help. I don't know. Papa Smurf, get back with me, let me know if anything I said made any sense at all. So, alright guys, I will talk to you later. Love y'all. Have a good night.